You want to know why we begin in the body? We begin in the body because we have ignored the body for so long, right? We've ignored the body for so long, and we are just now learning to come back to the body. At least that was how it worked for me, right? That's how I see it now, is that I was so disconnected from my body, ignoring its cues, ignoring its signals, ignoring its input, And when I finally had that experience of feeling myself for the first time, I was like, the fuck is that? It was like, oh my God, is that me? Right? And I had been waiting to feel myself, to come home to myself for so long. I just didn't know, like, that I was on the long road. I mean, talk about the long road home. And you're on the long road too. And that's okay. You want to know why? Because it's your road. Your road. That's the only road that counts in this game that we're playing, right? The only road that counts is the one that you're on. And guess what? You're the only one who could actually ever pause long enough to see that the fork in the road is right in front of you. The fork in the road where you could turn the trajectory of your life is right in front of you. And it doesn't happen all at once. It's one day at a time, one step at a time. And because of that, I created a 7-day reset, right? Helping you take each day a step further, right, in the direction that you want to go. So, what direction do you want to go? Do you want to keep on narrating your life instead of actually inhabiting it? I'm only speaking for myself here and the people that I've worked with that have moved from stagnation into standing upright, into a different kind of steadiness, right? This is about, we don't manage. I'm not managing my life anymore. I mean, of course, don't get me wrong. There are some things we have to manage, right? We have to manage our laundry. We have to manage our shopping, and getting groceries, healthy food into the house. Those things we continue to have to manage. But we're not managing our performance. I want to manage my life so I could live it, not perform it. Does that make sense? So, what does it look like for you when mission accomplished in this? It doesn't look like solving all the problems because that is not reality. That's not the way life works. It's about recognizing the half-second exit when we make a decision that goes against what we truly desire or know that's best for us. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when we say yes when we really want to say no, right? Those memes that we see on social media that say, how happy they are when the event gets canceled, that it's 5 minutes before they're supposed to leave and they're not dressed yet because they're dreading going. They've been dreading it since they said yes. They've been dreading it all day, and now they have to get dressed and actually do it, and it's 5 minutes before they have to leave, and they're like, oh, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So what if we practice staying with our truth before we get to that point? Like managing the moment, noticing that half second where we want to say no, but we say yes, and pausing there, just taking that breath, letting the body catch up, right? Letting the body catch up, give its input, and then speaking a truth. I would love to, but I can't make it this time. Thanks for thinking of me. However you want to say it, you don't owe an explanation. You don't owe a reason. A no is a complete sentence. But if you want to be human and soften it, by all means, take that breath and say something because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not going to assume anything here, but most of the time we just want to be kind about it, right? Yeah, be kind about it. Let me see. And if I'm moving fast, just go ahead and jump in. Write yourself a note. Send me a message. Leave me a question. Because I know sometimes when this stuff starts pouring out, I just let it roll. When I tend to see this as I'm just speaking the truth, and maybe you could relate to it. Because the truth is, you're not broken, you're not confused, and you're not even a beginner, right? You are a highly capable woman who's built a life. You probably have a career, a family that works. And then still, there's that piece missing where you don't feel inside of your own life, right? Doesn't matter how well it functions or how many safeties you have put in place, right? You look good, people trust you, they rely on you, sure they do. And you've been doing it for so long that you think that is your operating system. But the truth is, if you're being honest, because when I got honest, I realized I didn't never relax. Not fully, right? There was always that what's next. I wasn't collapsing into overwhelm. I was hanging in there, managing it. But eventually it became too much to ignore. And when you keep living a life like that doesn't land and you keep performing steadiness, what happened to me was all my relationships were surface level. There was no time to go deep. And time passes quickly, especially when nothing is really wrong, but it's not really right either, right? So the metrics I want to introduce as we move forward is what if we evaluated our life on our presence and our capacity, right? And our choice and our self-trust and our agency. What if we evaluated that instead of how much we do and how much people need us and rely on us and how valuable we feel for that? Yeah, I want to be valued because I'm a woman who lives this. I'm speaking to women who recognize themselves in this. So I want to leave you with this. You built the life. Now you get to live inside it. This isn't about becoming better or becoming someone new or reinventing yourself. This is about returning to yourself. Mm. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much. I just love to be able to spit this out. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being part of this journey because this is how we do it. We talk, we learn, we hear conversations. Some of it we go, is she out of her mind? And some of it might penetrate deeply. So just recognize what's a fit, let go of what isn't, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.